That is right, mobile gamers. Today is the first day that the DNA Duo has released on Indiegogo. It has been a long week, I'm going to tell you, because I tried to get this released on both a different platform and this platform, and now it's live on Indiegogo because, well, I've used Indiegogo in the past, and that was my last resort based off of your guys' feedback of what I should put it on. And here it is. This is the DNA Duo. So today we're going to be answering some questions. If you have any questions of how it works and all that kind of stuff, and what it's going to be available for and all that kind of stuff as well. Now, as you can see, I am playing on the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. And yes, it's sort of available for the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro, but right now I am actually still working on the final design of the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro hinge. It's reprinting right now because the actual dimensions and stuff are a little bit finicky for certain things. And that's the thing about this device. I have designed all of these hinges and all these adapters and stuff like that so that it would be able to be used on multiple different devices. So I am going to be sharing so much more about this throughout the upcoming months. I have to turn off my... There we go. I can hear myself talking. So yeah, so here it is right here, working on the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. What was I saying? So I'm going to be sharing so much more about this in the upcoming weeks and days. I have a video that's coming out that is a video about the Retroid Pocket 4, actually. So a video that is coming out for that. And you might want to watch for that video because if you guys remember, I'm still giving away a red Retroid Pocket 4 Pro to one of you guys. A clear red with a clear red shell. And you might get something else with it. So I'm still giving that away. Don't forget about that because that video is coming out very soon. And it's a video about upgrades and what you can do with your Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. And yeah, I'm not going to tell you any more about that. So I am going to be sharing, like I said, so much more about this. And today I'm going to show you guys everything that it works for, how you can use it. And basically, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll keep an eye on the chat. Right now, I have the actual DNA Duo attached to the side of my monitor. And that was one of the features that I ended up saying, hey, you could attach this to the side of your monitor with the custom designed clamp and everything that I designed. That was kind of an afterthought process. If my mic is too close to my mouth, let me know. I'm still working on fixing my filters and stuff like that because I reset my computer about a month and a half ago by mistake. And yeah, I lost everything. Not everything, but a lot of stuff that wasn't on my external hard drive. So yeah, questions. The time has come. Red Rum's Art Wall. How's it going? Welcome, Green Scout. Have you tried the RP2S? No, I haven't tried the RP2S. The only reason why is I know the RP2S doesn't have USB-C output. So what the other possibility would be to work for the RP2S is to have some sort of portable charging device, like a 10,000 milliamp portable battery or something to keep this charged. Now, the big thing about these devices, like the Retroid, for example, and the Odin, is that this charges directly right off of the actual USB-C cord that's attached to the bottom. As you can see, this is just a USB-C cord that I'm using right now. I am using two USB-C cords, but I have outsourced a company. I have auto rotate on. I have outsourced a company that is going to be making me custom USB-C cords that are designed for this as well, and based off of the dimensions and everything that I wanted it for. So yes, I have outreach to so many different companies. I am working with PCBWay to print the final design, and I literally, this is not connected because I broke the hinge by mistake. This is PETG, by the way. This material is very easily breakable if it's not printed properly, I guess. So this hinge is a little bit broken already, but that's because I've used it for so many things. Now, if you want to see, this is the material that I've already tested out. This is just resin. So this looks so much more solid. It feels so much more solid. It's not going to break. Like, I've tried bending it so many different ways and it won't break or anything. And it's a solid resin material, but this isn't painted. It's only just finished. It's a raw yellowish kind of color right now because it's not painted. But for those that were wondering about the material, yes, the material is going to be a lot better than what you see here. This is a prototype. This is a prototype. I keep forgetting my camera's right there. So this is a prototype. This is basically what I've been printing. Yes, it does, you know, if you look up close to it, it has some, you know, very bad layer lines and stuff like that. I'm not a professional 3D printer. I've learned all this stuff over the last 3 months now, since I got the 3D printer, or 2 months now, I think now. Since I got the 3D printer, I worked on Fusion 360 for hours and hours and hours. I probably put in, I don't know how many hours, lots of days, I would say, on learning Fusion 360, watching YouTube guides on how to do certain things, trial and error things. And if you guys want to see the bucket of waste that I have, I will share that as a picture maybe or something, because there's a huge bucket of waste. Shut up and take my money. 3DS and DS dual screen on the deck is only possible in desktop mode. Yes, so that is, I'm going to show you that. Did you say you found a way to play 3DS games with this on Android? So only on the Odin 2. Right now, it is only workable on the Odin 2. Works on the Odin 2. The only way to do this is to sideload Linux. I've tested it. It works really, really freaking great. You can dual boot Linux, and it works. I will not share that today because I don't have the Linux set up for this, because I've been messing around with trying to get Lime 3DS working. I know how to do it. I'm going to show you that. I'm actually going to show you that today. I know how it works. It's called media projection. I'm an Android developer, indie developer on the side, and I develop games and apps and stuff like that. So I've been looking into that, and I've tried to reach out to the developers of Lime 3DS. Now, I don't know Kotlin very well. Kotlin is the language, like a newer language for Android that's been out for like the last 3 or 4 years now. I know Java. So that is why I don't know what's going on. Now, what I'm showing you guys on screen, this is not the final product either. This is like my very first or second iteration of the design that I designed, and everything works and fits well in here. I had the screen and board in here, and I was using it for a while, and it works right. I had to take it all out because I'm going to be using it in the new product that is coming by PCBWay. And this is what it's going to be like, maybe a little bit better looking, because I'm using a different resin material that they said was more high quality. This is resin though, and it's very solid. It's strong and stable, and that's how thin it is. Like, if you guys want to see the thinness and thickness of this thing, I pulled this out. Yes, I've purchased things to measure things. I've done so much work with this. This is 13 centimeters. So 13 centimeters is 13.38 centimeters is how thick this device is. And that's, well, here, let's go with the actual. So 13, it's actually 13.0, or yeah, 13.0 centimeters. So that's how thick it is. It's very thin. It's basically the screen and the board put together. And it is also touchscreen, by the way. Now, the touchscreen doesn't work for if you wanted to change the bottom screen to the top screen. That is an issue with Drastic only. As you can see, also with the Retroid, it makes it want to have a mouse. I don't know if I put on desktop mode or something, but the Retroid is one of the devices that it works really well for, because their OS works. Now, what I mean by that is if I go into their settings of their OS, I'm going to explain something quick here because maybe AYN will watch this. I don't know. Handheld settings, connect to TV. They have a mode in here called Force Landscape mode when you are connected to an external display. Now, when I turn it, oh, I don't have auto rotate on. I was testing this earlier. It goes into landscape mode like it's supposed to. Their Odin 2 on the latest build has a bug in it where it's not doing that, and I have outreached to them. You guys have outreached to them, and they better fix it. Otherwise, I'm going to find a fix for it, because I'm going to root this thing, and I'm going to debug how they ended up implementing this into their handheld settings APK, because that's all this is. So the Odin settings section of your Odin is an APK file, which is an app. I have messed with things. I have developed my own app because I wanted to mess with how to like configure the fan settings and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so that is what that is. It's just literally an app that they developed to actually make it fit. Foldability. I know you guys are here for this thing. I know you don't want to learn about that maybe, but dual boot, so emulators not available on Android become available. Yes, so that's basically the problem with that, right? So I want to work on Lime 3DS a little bit more. I'm going to try to talk to the people that are working on Lime 3DS or Citra or whatever, because Citra MMJ has an option for you to configure different settings and stuff like that for it. So there should be a way for me to actually use media projection. I'm going to show you media projection in a minute on the Odin 2, because I have my app on there. I don't think I have it on here. Yeah, I don't have my game on the Retroid. So as you can see, the screen looks really nice and fresh and clean. There are setting configurations. There's a little toggle switch right here. You can actually press it in and toggle through all your settings and stuff if you want to change them. Now I have the settings set automatically to, what do I have it set to here? Move is the eco mode, and temperature is set to cool. You can change all that. This is literally just a mini portable display. Change all the settings. You can change the hue, the saturation, all that fun stuff. It has built-in speakers at the front-facing speakers. Yes, everybody loves front-facing speakers, right? And they work. So the big thing about why I put the front-facing speakers is because devices like the Odin, or yeah, the Retroid and the Odin, they don't have the option to switch between audio modes. My phone, my Ambernick RG556, my LG has this feature. These devices should be able to have these features, and I don't know how to implement that into the Android OS. So that is a feature that is built into the OS, I think. And yeah, they have these features where you can switch back and forth. If you want to listen to the speakers on your Retroid instead of the speakers on here, then you can. But that's why I put the speakers, so that you can actually hear the game. Now, I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the game very well unless I actually continue talking. Here, let's... I don't know what happened there. It didn't save my game because I think I'm not using scope storage, but whatever. But yeah, the speakers, they run basically right off of... And you can turn up the volume. So there's the volume at max. So let me do something here. Hold on a second. The USB pass-through idea. Yeah, that would be nice, right? So I tried to mess with the configurations of this. Give me a second while I do something. I'm gonna see if I can turn off. You guys can hear me, right? I'm making sure that you guys can actually hear me. Filters right there. So I'm turning off the filters so you guys can hear me or hear the mic or the speakers. And that's at full blast. So I'm going to turn the filter back on. Give me a second. So yeah, the speakers sound really, really good. Oh, what about USB-C cable that plugs into the device but also has an additional USB-C port for power pass-through? This has power pass-through too. That is one other thing I'm going to show you guys. So the Asus ROG X, right? So that device, it just keeps wanting to rotate on me. That's why it keeps doing that. The Asus Ally ROG X. Here, let's close this down. Doesn't that look good? Doesn't that look like a full device? I know you guys are going to be like, what? But like, I like this. I don't know why. I 3D printed these grips that I bought off of a website. I don't remember what website it was, an STL website. And yeah, they connect, and that's the backside right now. Ignore different color variations, ignore the cable. This is going to be one cable, and it has an angle to it and everything. Like, this is just my version of it right now, but I have outsourced companies for this to actually be able to, you know, have one USB flat cable, and it's going to have an angle adapter on one side so that it will extend out to the device and be able to open and close like that. So it does touch the joystick caps. I have joystick caps on here, but it opens and closes, and it's a very strong hinge design. You can change it like this, right? The other cool thing I really like about this, I know I'm showcasing the Retroid a lot right now. I'm going to show everything else. I'm going to be live for a while. Handheld settings. If I want to connect to the TV and turn off the console screen, I could. Now, how does that work? Turn off. Oh, there it goes right there. So now all I have is just the actual, oops. Turn off screen. Okay. Go back, go back, go back. And then this is going to bug out because Retroid's device, and this is a bug on Retroid's device, if you are in screen mode, if you touch the screen, there's usually a mouse. Now, I think it's just because, here, let's see if I can get out of this game. I think Drastic froze on me. Now it's all frozen. So that is just a setting issue with the actual device itself. And if I don't turn off the screen and then just plug this back in, it just goes back to where you were. Oh, that's because I'm not in Drastic. That's why. So when you're not in Drastic and not playing the game, it just kind of freezes on that screen. So let me show you that again. So the really cool thing, I'm going to answer your questions in a second here. If I leave, this is what I like to do in bed. Besides other things. Handheld settings, connect the TV. I'll turn off this, and then I will use, because you're laying in bed, you're laying back, right? In bed on your pillow, and I'm playing some Donkey Kong Country, for example. And look how nice that screen looks with Donkey Kong Country because of the widescreen or the actual filled screen display that it is. Now, I don't know why it's not opening my saves. I think I reset the Retroid because I was messing around with it. I also have a filter on this, by the way, because of the scan lines and stuff, because I like that. It makes it feel nostalgic to me. And yeah, so you could play Donkey Kong Country. Besides other things, have you gotten the patent for it already? Now, the patent idea, that went right out the door. The reason being, I ended up looking into it, and this does not need a patent. The only thing that needs a patent or a trademark is the name of it. That's the only thing, and I've looked into that as well, and that'll be something that will be trademarked down the road. Somebody wants to steal my name, then I guess it's just a name. I'm not going to be putting, I don't think, the name on the actual screen itself, because I don't know. That might be something that I put on after the fact. I don't know yet, because it's a screen that I developed. And yes, I looked into the patent stuff, and the patent idea is not really... The only thing that I guess I could patent is the design of the hinge and stuff like that. But honestly, it wasn't really... Like, I looked into it, and with the cost of patenting, it was like $1,000 just to patent a device, like patent something, minimum. And then you have to look into getting an agent and all this kind of stuff, and trying to find somebody to lawyer up with you and everything like that. And that is, you know, I know people are going to reverse engineer this if they want to take it apart. Go ahead and do so and see what I did, I guess, if you want to. Like, I reverse engineer these devices all the time. It's technology. Everybody's going to reverse engineer something. And yeah, so my plan for patenting, I don't really think it's necessary. And after talking to other people too, they don't think it's really necessary for what it is. So yeah, that's something that I'm not really going to do. How much is the setup you're using? What do you mean the setup I'm using? Like my monitor and all that kind of stuff? So I found a problem already. So it's not really a problem with the device. So I'm taking this device off my monitor. My monitor that I have right now, I'm going to be working on this design. So here's the chat. So I have the chat on my monitor, but right now the design is still kind of, I'm fixing this. So the design for the monitor idea is being changed a bit. And what I have done is I've taken double-sided, like really strong double-sided tape and stuck it on the back of my monitor. And yeah, that's the chat on the right side of the screen. Now this monitor that I'm using right now, it has like a rounded back to it. And I didn't realize that. My other monitor doesn't have a rounded back. So I'm going to have to work on something for that and try to make it so that it's more universal for monitors. Now, how much is my setup? I don't know. I don't know. I have what I'm using for the camera is an S20 FE, which is an old phone. It's like a $200 phone. That's probably like a $100 phone now. My mic is probably $100. My monitors and my PC and stuff, that's probably the most expensive thing, I guess. I don't know. I've collected this stuff over time. So, and I got my monitors on sale for $100 a piece. So, how much? Yeah, quite a bit, I guess. So I don't know why that's really a question. That's not really relevant to this. But yeah, so my setup, I don't know, I could share if you guys, I know a lot of people were doing like, oh, here's my my office, how I do my things. Like I saw a lot of content creators doing that. Here's my what it looks like behind the scenes kind of thing, which my wife said, oh, you should do that too. And I'm like, I don't really know. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys want to see what my office looks like, then my buddy said, he's like, your office is a lot smaller than I thought it was. It looks like it's big behind you. And I'm like, yeah, it's really not that huge of a room. It's just a 12 by 8 foot room, something like that. But yeah, let's see. I have a question. Tried putting black on my R4 card, but when I opened it, everything crashed and the SD card got corrupted. Can you have any tips? I'm not really answering any of those kind of questions right now. Jump over to Discord. There's a guy on Discord that actually helps a lot on there, like myself too. I jump on there as much as I can, but there's actually somebody on there like a lot, and they actually help a lot with the R4 card stuff too. I'm not really answering those kind of questions today. Sorry, that's not part of what this is right now. And I'm going to be distracted with playing video games on this right now too, because I really love playing video games on this screen because it looks really good. It reminds me of an old CRT TV. It's got like that kind of square, kind of elongated 16 by 9 look to it, and it looks really good. I love everything about this screen. This was the final screen. Like I had 5 different screens that I tested out with different companies. I've spent lots of money on just testing out different screens and stuff too. And this was the final one. And I was like, this is it. This is nice. The touch is nice. And it's thin. It's portable. I traveled with it. Actually, the very first week of August, we went away to Muskoka in Canada. And I had it just connected like this the entire time. There's the Asus ROG Ally one. I had it connected like this. I threw it in my laptop bag. It survived. This is still the same screen. There it is. That is the Hinge. See like how it looks nice, right? Like that is, I love this. This is, I don't know. I love it. I hope you guys will love it too. I know you guys will love it. Whoever's has already purchased one will love it, and that is why I'm here today sharing with you guys. Like I said, I'm going to be upfront with you guys about everything, and if there's any delays of anything, like some people have asked me, will it work for the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro? Here it is on the Retroid Pocket 4 Pro. I know this is basically like slapping a mini 7-inch tablet, I guess, to a controller or something sort of thing, but really it's not. Like this has given me so many different ideas about what I could do with even just like 3D printing random things for you guys. Now, like I said, I'm not really a professional at the 3D printing side of things. I want to just worry about getting this thing mass produced, and I will be answering what's the next gameplay for the DNA Duo. Let me finish getting to a save point with Donkey Kong. Actually, I don't even care about that. I already have my saves up in my cloud. So I've played Donkey Kong Country so many times in my childhood. Now I'm dead. Whatever. I've played Donkey Kong Country so many times in my childhood, and it is my past. My Super Mario World's my past. And so many other games that I played on the Super Nintendo. That was one of my past game consoles that I played a lot of. And then Super Mario Bros. Obviously has always been a part of me. But yeah, we're here for this. So as you can see, it's not consuming a ton of battery life either. The Retroid Pocket, I was about getting 2 hours of DS gameplay. I'll let you know that. 2 hours, but charging pass-through. So you asked about the charging. These are the ports on the back. There's a mini HDMI port. There's a micro USB-C port. This is for power. You can charge your device. It's not fast charging, I'll let you know that. But it still allows you to charge it. Now you have to have the adapter, so you have to have an adapter for it, which, where is it? Right here. Okay, so I have this adapter. And it's not staying on there because I said it's broken, but it's charging, see? So it's able to be charged. It has charging pass-through for those that wanted to try this. Charging pass-through, yes, it has it. So I thought about all that too, because I was like, this needs to charge the device that it's connected to. I have actually left my charger on this too to let it charge. It takes longer, I'm going to let you know that, but if you wanted to like turn off the power, you can turn off the power. There's a power button. Turn that off. Turn off your device, let this sit and just charge. It takes a while, longer than it would normally charge if you just unplugged it from the USB-C port on the bottom of the device, but it does charge it. So that is one big thing that I wanted to make note of, that it actually does. It does let you charge it. And that's the power source. I will have a little manual inside as well. I have a manual that I'm designing, and that'll be inside it as well, so that you know that the middle one is for just USB-C connection. It powers off the USB-C connector. There's going to be one single cord, not dual cord like this. This is just because I couldn't find a cord that was long enough, and I've already sourced it out actually. I have a company overseas that I'm working with, but that costs money too, because I have to get a custom mold made, and that costs money right up front. So yeah, that's everything that I'm worrying about. You guys don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about is the fact that you can just, this doesn't have magnets in it because I just reprinted this, but there's magnets, so it's a magnetic design. This is not the hinge that I'm working on. There's only 2 magnets on the inside of this side. I've reworked this design so many freaking times that it has come to the fact that now we're going to be playing on the Steam Deck. See how easy that was? It folds over, you plug it into your Steam Deck. You guys are going to love this part, whoever has a Steam Deck. Are you ready? Oh, I turned the power off, I think. Right, I did turn the power off. Oh, there you go. No movie magic. That's why I did live. I was going to do this as a video, and I thought I'd go live for you guys to see. How you can contact me is via email. You can contact me on Discord. I have my email linked on the Indiegogo page. But this is 3DS emulation using Drastic, by the way. There we go. Forgot I was playing 3DS. I was not playing Wii. This is 3DS emulation. And yes, I have put this to sleep. I don't know how much battery is left on the Steam Deck. I have just let this sit for a while, and I haven't played on it since yesterday, actually. So I was just playing around with it, testing out different games and testing out different gameplays and filming, because I did filming a lot for the promo videos and stuff, and then I had to redo my promo video because Kickstarter didn't like my first one. They basically said to me, you have to have a video showing your AutoCAD pictures and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, why would I show that? That doesn't make any sense. Why do I need to show how I designed this on Fusion's 360 so that somebody else could just take my idea and rip it off? That does not make any sense to me. So that was the one thing. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I will try to do that as well and try to put a picture of that in there. Indiegogo, I filled out in about an hour and a half, all the information, and it was already up. Thank you too, by the way. I didn't realize that's what you ordered, the Odin 2 white, Daniel. I also contacted it because I want to make sure you get backed. Wait, can it work with DS games where you're too close to the lid to continue with Zelda Phantom Hourglass? I was just playing with DS games on the Retroid. Have you done testing on what it would look like when used on 4.4x3 handheld? No, I haven't. I have not. So even the Retroid, somebody asked me about the Retroid Pocket 2S, and I have not tested it on that. Now, if you're talking about maybe the RG Cube or something, I haven't tested on that either because I don't own one. I never really thought about buying one. Well, I thought about buying it, and then I was like, I don't really need that. I do not need the Cube. It looks cool, but it wasn't really something that I really wanted that badly. And maybe that's because of this, because I have something that is dual screen. Daniel, how can I reach out about it? Charge pending on my credit card, but Indiegogo says there's an issue. So yeah, I think that's something that you have to do with Indiegogo is contact them. If there's an issue, yeah, contact them. I only see things. Now, I had somebody order something already and then they canceled it. I'm not sure if that was because, or maybe that was you, I don't know. Because they had an issue with something of their credit card or something, I don't know. But just try to redo it. I remember when I did Indiegogo once, they wouldn't let me use my one credit card, even though it said it was processed. And then I ended up getting an email like a day later, and I was like, crap, like I lost out on the early bird special thing. Like, I used that credit card for so many other things, but maybe it was because my bank flagged it as suspicious or something. So don't worry, like, there's going to be a lot of different variants of this too. And I'm going to be trying to run this until the 45-day mark. I'm not sure. So I tried to look into it today. I didn't get a straight answer. I'm going to email Indiegogo about this. I'm not sure how it works if I get funded fully ahead of time. But I want to get this as soon as possible sent out to you guys. Like, I really want to see other people using this. Now, some people said, oh, I should be sending out review units, which, yes, I have a plan for that. So I've already contacted a couple of YouTubers. Yes, a couple of YouTubers myself, and I'm going to be seeing if they want it. I know one person said yes, as long as they can ship to them. No! I'm gonna miss it. There we go, I got it. They said that they live in a certain location, and yeah, I'm hoping that I can send it out to them as well without any issues. And I'm pretty sure that location is fine too. Now, that is one big thing that I looked into, is shipping and stuff like that, because I know there's issues with things with batteries. Canada Post, for example, which is probably going to be my main resource, won't let me ship items with batteries in them. I've shipped multiple items with batteries. I only had one issue with something that went to Spain, and that was it. Like, that was the weirdest situation ever. But the person said to me after the fact that, I've mentioned this multiple times, they said to me after the fact that, what was that? Hold on a second. I'm drinking cold coffee. Yay. That they have had multiple issues with stuff like that. So, was that my fault? I don't know. But anyways, yeah. I have my Steam Deck set up so that I can go into desktop mode, touch the screen on the top, or mouse on the top, there we go. And then if I want to stop my game, I'm going to show you guys tutorials too. So that's one big thing. Handheld would be majority beneficial for a device like this. It's closer fit in actual 3DS. So the big thing about that is that this is a widescreen display, yes. The beneficial part of it, the big devices that it works really nice for, I think, is the Steam Deck, right? Like, it looks and feels great for this, and it closes, it looks awesome, and it looks like it's designed for this. That was the biggest thing. I first designed it, obviously, for the Asus ROG Ally. I had to outsource a refurbished Steam Deck so that I could showcase it on the Steam Deck. I ended up getting rid of my OLED model because I didn't like it and I didn't use it often. And the funny thing is, I've been using this Steam Deck more than my Asus for emulation stuff, only because of this screen. But yeah, I'm going to be doing tutorials. I agree with you. Yeah, it would look really good, honestly. Now, see, look how easy it is to just go out of that, and then now you have the dual screen again. And we have dual screen gaming with emulation, Mario Kart 7 on 3DS. So, but I do agree. I really agree. It takes tweaking, or how does it work out of the box? It's a display. I'm going to be honest, it's a display. You connect it via USB-C cable. You go into desktop mode on your Steam Deck, and you set it up however you want. Now, how I have it set up, I'm going to show you all that. I'm going to do a tutorial about that. Yes, I'll do tutorials about this thing, so you guys understand how to set it up for your Steam Deck, how you set it up for your Asus, how you set it up for your Odin. Those will be coming before it's even released. That is because I want it just to be shown. I want people to know that it exists. I want people to ask questions. I want people to say, hey, can it do this? Can it do that? Can it do this and the other thing? And this is what today is for as well. But yeah, I want questions to be asked. What is that screen? That is one big thing that I've had asked. I posted this on Reddit. The Redditors didn't like it very much, and I stopped posting on Reddit. So bye-bye, Reddit. that's how I looked at it. Like, I had people that were complaining all the time, why are you posting this when it's not even available? It's like, well, that's because I'm trying to hype it up. I'm trying to market it as free as possible because it's already costed me money. Social media to me is free, right? They make their money off of ads. They make their money off of people making subscriptions. They make their money off of just having their website up. So Free marketing is so easily available. Twitter, Instagram, share this all around. That's why I want to use as much as possible my channel as well. I'm not going to just spam my own YouTube channel with this right now, but I am going to try to showcase it a lot in different multiple ways now that it is released on Indiegogo, and you guys will see a lot about it. I don't know. I have never invented anything. This was a project, and it's still a project and a half that I'm still going to be working on. And if there's lots of requests for certain devices, I am going to be designing a universal design, because I've had people ask me, does it work for the Legion Go? Well, the Legion Go does have USB-C video output. So yes, it works for the Legion Go. However, the custom clamp, if there is 50 people that contact me and say, hey, I want the Legion Go clamp, then I will design a custom clamp for the Legion Go. I will buy a Legion Go. I will go out of my way, like I did with the Steam Deck, and create a custom clamp for it if I have to. Now, I looked at the design of it online, and it doesn't look like it's going to be too intricate. The only thing that I am worried about is that little flip on the bottom of the Legion Go. That has like a little stand, kind of like the Switch. It has like a little flap stand, just like the Switch OLED does. So that is one big thing that this is just playing so good, right? Yeah, I feel like face tweaking just here will be any chance you'll make one for the Odin 2 Mini. So yeah, that is basically what I'm saying right now, is making it for different devices. Yes, and I will make it for multiple different devices if I have to, if it's a high demand. And the reason why I chose these 3 big devices is because the Odin 2, very popular. That device sold over $1 million in sales in the very first day on Indiegogo last August. It's almost been a year since that was actually released. And that is one big device that I love, and it works great on, if it's going to be fixed properly, the OS that is. But yeah, so I am going to lose this race because of that jerk. I was first place, frig. Yeah, so the very cool thing on the Steam Deck is that I can press power, I can go to sleep, close it down, I'm done. I want to play something else now. Okay, I want to go back to this later. Now, the Asus is a little bit buggy because of its operating system, and it might work, it might not work right now. I'm just turning it on from sleep mode. And yeah, I think my Asus is actually powered down. Yeah, it's powered down. So again, this is, like I said, the actual material that we're going to be looking at when you actually get it. It's not going to be this 3D printed stuff. This is just prototype. And let me see if I can refresh something here. Give me a second. I know my chat sometimes bugs out. So Steven Rise is the last one. I'm going to double check your questions here. Pack 925, have you done testing? Can I reach you? Wait, can I work with the yes? I just want to make sure I'm answering all the questions. Play mine. Oh, thank you. Shipping to Colombia goes smoothly. Didn't notice that you bought one, Red Realm. Thank you very, very much. I want to see, actually. Nine backers. Holy cow. Holy cow. Thank you guys very much. Yeah, so I can't wait for you guys to get this. That is really crazy that we have 9 backers already. That's 5%. And I'm going to look into that really quick today, how that works if I end up getting the funds early enough, if it just keeps running, or if I can just stop it because I got the funds. I'm not sure how that all works. I looked into Kickstarter, right? So is it mostly because of the color and the normal Odin tool bundle black? Yes, so that's why I have had... See, look, it just restarted, so I'm still playing some Wii U. I've had a pain of a time getting colors, and I'm still playing Mario Kart again for some reason. Colors for this. Black and white is the easiest color to get. That is why the gray is more. I have asked JLC PCB, I have asked PCBWay, I have asked Exometry. Again, I'm not lying, like I have put so much effort into this. I have asked multiple friggin' companies, can you do gray? Not in this material. Okay, well, what material can you do it in? I need an answer. Like, I need you to paint this for me. If it comes down to it, I'll get a whole bunch of white. I have a company that's close to me that I'm going to ask if they will do custom painting for me of plastic and design gray, and I'm going to get it done. That's why the gray is going to be more cost effective or costly, is because I'm going to have to order a whole bunch in one color and then have it painted. It's been an interesting ride. I am trying to get a straight answer. I have worked with, like, PCBWay is 12 hours ahead, so is JLC PCB. I'm not sure about Exometry, where they're located, but yes, the gray is more money because it is going to be more for me to get, and that is more of a special edition one, as most devices are only black and white. The gray is really a very small majority of handhelds. Now, you can still use gray. I am going to be putting up a version just so that you can buy the screen by itself as well, and then pick your clamp or whatever. And that's why I'm doing also the universal design as well for any other devices that I don't have a custom clamp for. The reason why is because the less quantity you buy, the more expensive it is. So if you were to go on to PCBWay, for example, today and throw up a random, I don't know if I have my volume on. Maybe I should worry about that after I win this race. I don't think I'm playing. I think I'm playing on 100cc. There we go. Maybe it's because I just powered it down and all that fun jazz. Volume? Oh, volume's muted. Why aren't you working? I think it might be just this game. So, oh yeah, as you can see, there's the touchscreen working. Exit. Let's go back into CMU. And separate windows, yeah. Gamepad. There we go. Oh, there it goes. There's the volume. Okay, volume's working now. It was probably because I had it shut down. So what I do with this, I'll touch the bottom. I have a hotkey set so that I can turn it into full screen mode. Okay? Now I'm going to turn this down just a bit so you guys don't hear that in the background. But yeah, I hope that answers your question about why that's more expensive. It's just because of the color. Now, I will find a way to get that color. If people start ordering it a lot, I'm going to be pushing for it. I'm going to tell these companies, hey, I will pay extra for you to get gray spray paint. Like, painting it is a big thing. And yeah, that's what they do, is they spray paint it, I guess. Now I'm playing that same world again. But yeah, so I will be pushing for that. I want gray. I want gray because it's nostalgic to me, and a lot of old devices have like a gray effect to them, right? So I have a design idea for that with some colors for it too. So yeah, that's why it's more expensive. Hope that answers that question. So other questions I've had, how much does it weigh? So that's one big thing. Have you made a prototype for the RP4 Pro? Could see you. Watch the beginning of this live. Watch the beginning of the live. If you want to go see that, I was playing on the RP4 Pro right at the beginning. So just press the back button on the dial for changing back your video. Can't think of what it's called right now. The scroll bar. The scroll bar. Go back to the scroll bar and go to the beginning of the video. I was playing on the RP4 Pro when we started this live. So yes, the prototype, it's already done. It's not like it's a prototype. It's already done. It's just the reason I didn't include it yet. And if that's going to be a big thing, maybe I will throw up, because I can not throw up. I'm going to throw on that the clamp for the RP4 Pro. And if I get a lot of orders just for that clamp by itself with the screen on the side, then I will order it. Like, I will get it all done. It's just Right now, I didn't pick that device just because I didn't think a lot of people would want it for the RP4 Pro. So it works really well with the RP4 Pro too. That's a device that it does work really, really well because of the features that it has. Now, I did show you guys that at the beginning. Bought a gray to match my Odin 2. Awesome, Cody. How's it going, Cody? I haven't seen you in a while. I think you're the same Cody I'm thinking of. If you are the same one, that is awesome. So yes, if a lot of people start ordering the gray one, then I already know a company locally that does painting, like custom painting and stuff. They're actually an auto body shop, and they will be able to actually paint this. So I am just waiting to see if I can just avoid that and get it done, but it's still extra work, right? So that's extra work for me having to reach out to multiple different companies to get this done and have it painted a different color than the solid white and black. Well, black and white are the base colors. This is technically like a white-ish color, but it's not a solid white. This is just like a matte clear white or something that the actual resin was printed out of. So they didn't do anything other than sand this and finish it. So that's why when I did this was more of a test piece with my original design. So this was like my second or third iteration of the design, and this is what it's gonna look like. It's not gonna have those bumpy feel on the front or anything. It's gonna look nice and clear and clean, not clear, clean and smooth. It's got smooth edges. This has like a rough edge because it's got layer lines and stuff. If you know anything about 3D printing, you can see all the flaws, right? Like it's more of, this is a prototype. I'm not ordering 500 or 1,000 units of this until I get the go ahead that we have orders. We have actual orders. Me and my wife, that is. I say we, it's just me mostly. My wife is just a supporter of this, and she is kind of my manager of stuff. So, but yeah. How closely will the gray color match the gray Odin 2? So I'm hoping, where did I put my gray one? Right here. Okay, I'm going to detach this. This might bug out my computer, maybe. Oh, this way. Forgot how to detach it. So I did have a gray hinge for the Odin 2. I was testing out black because I wanted the black one to work too. Make it look good at least. And this is the gray. So there's the gray that I'm using, which is Pet G. And I'm hoping it looks really, really close. It's a little bit darker, but this is Pet G that I've used, and it looks so close. Now, if you're wondering about the design of this, so I thought about this really closely, because when I close this, it sits right on this bottom piece right here and opens up. So I've thought about the clamp design for this and everything very thoroughly. And again, it's going to be different USB-C cable that has like an angle adapter on the end of it as well. But there it is. There's the gray. I hope that I'm going to try to get it as close as possible to the Odin 2. Now, the funny thing is, like, different grays, like I have fake GB games. Look at the gray difference. You can kind of see it, the difference. It's so dark. And then I have real GB games. These are so old that they got yellowing to them, but this is like the original gray of what your consoles used to look like. Why those are on the table is because I'm doing a video about that. Yeah, so that is the gray that I'm using. I'm going to try to get it as close as possible to that gray. I might even show the company, hey, this is the gray that I've used for... I'm going to turn down the volume on this game again. No, I said I was going to do that the last time, but I don't know if I turned it all the way down. So I'm going to try to get the gray as close as possible to that gray. And even if I have to like actually physically go to the place that I want to get these painted at, I will have them try to match it as close as possible as well. So that is what the gray is going to look like. I am going to make sure that the special edition one is perfect. Obviously, all the other ones are going to be perfect, but the black and white is really not a hard color to get. It's just this gray has been so hard to get. And that's why I posted it this morning. I didn't have it listed last night. And then I had people asking me about, well, what about the gray? Why is there a gray picture? And I'm like, well, that's because I just had the gray model already set up and pictures taken for it. And then I was like, maybe I'll just go with black for now and then do gray down the road when the time comes for that. So yes, gray is out. It's out now. You can buy the gray and I will get the gray. So don't worry about that. It's going to happen and you don't have to worry about that. And I will let anybody know if there's any delays with colors. I'm not going to just not tell anybody, hey, we're delayed on something because we had a production issue or something like that. I'm going to tell you guys everything. I'll tell you guys all that needs to be known. And I'm hoping to get a lot of orders, if not all the orders, shipped out by November, because I don't want to be shipping during Christmas. That is one time that I do not want to ship. I used to sell stuff on eBay a lot, and that is a very not fun time of the year to ship. So yes, will there be cases of some sort? So good question, Oracle. Okay, I have also sourced out. I've done a lot of stuff. Okay, this is not the case that you're gonna get. I have sourced out a company that designs these though, custom cases like this. Okay. Oh, I've already got USB key cords in here because I was testing things. This is one of those like solid plastic, nice liner cases. Now this is a case that I'm going to keep. I bought this on Amazon just for testing purposes because I wanted to check this out. Maybe you don't want to keep your screen connected and you want to travel with this inside of your Asus case or whatever. Unplug it, detach it, and take your USB cord out, obviously. Okay. Maybe I'm showing you guys too much. I don't know. Fits in there nicely. Put your USB cord in there. And there's your case. Okay, this is an idea. This is an afterthought idea, and this is maybe something that I'm going to outsource after the fact for you guys to purchase later, I guess. It shouldn't be too expensive. Cases, that's just an idea, right? So ship worldwide. Yes, I'm shipping worldwide to locations that I can ship to. I'm going to tell you that now. I have dealt with a lot of countries in the past. I don't think I'll be able to ship to Russia right now for obvious reasons, and that's the only country I don't think I'm going to ship to, or I can ship to. I'm not too sure how things go over there right now, but I am shipping worldwide. It's a flat fee for shipping worldwide. North America is different because obviously the prices are a little bit different in North America, but overseas I did a flat shipping fee. I'm just continuing where I left off, by the way. It's going to lag though because the Asus is trying to do whatever it's trying to do. And CMU doesn't like it when you switch between modes, so now I can connect this back to it. I'm not sure if that's going to bug out anything or not. Where did I put that? Oh, I put it back in that case, didn't I? But yeah, case, there's your case. This is an idea. This is an afterthought idea. The reason being is because I have a buddy that I talked to. He's actually somebody you guys have seen in here, Juan Sanchez. And he gave me that idea. He's like, oh, it'd be really nice if I had a slick looking case that matched my Steam Deck that I can just throw my screen into and play it. Look at that. Like, I was so impressed. Like, I don't know. I do know, but like I spend so many hours. I have woken up in the middle of the night thinking about this thing. I've woken up in the middle of the night just to go to my 3D printer, just to rip the thing off that I put on before I went to bed, then put on another file, and then go to bed again and talk to some customer or companies out east and stuff. And yeah, I've done a lot of stuff for this for you guys. It's not like it was an overnight thing. Obviously, Rome wasn't built in a day. And do you guys think about the Roman Empire? I must think about the Roman Empire because I don't really think about the Roman Empire. I don't know why I'm rambling on about that, but it's amazing. This hinge design too, it has been changed so many different times that this is what the final result came out to look like. And this is the material that it came out to look like. It's solid. It feels good. It feels legit. And I was happy about this. The only thing I wasn't happy about it is look how kind of see-through it is. It's because it's not painted. So you can kind of see like the Hello Kitty symbol in the middle of that. because it's not painted, and yeah, that's a problem. I didn't want it to be see-through, but I guess that's because I picked the wrong material, and that's how it turns out. So durability of this thing, I have dropped a couple of these already by mistake because I've been testing them and they haven't broken. I've thought about corners. The corners have like a thick plastic. Now I'm sure people are going to be out there trying to break it on purpose. I don't know why, but I'm sure people are going to want to do that. Don't take a hammer to it. That's dumb. But I tried to make this as thin, as robust, as portable. The heat that comes off the back of it is not a lot. It doesn't really get hot. It's just a portable monitor. Battery life of your device depends on what you're running, how your TDP settings are set up. Mine, I have it set up at usually 15 watts. I don't know why. I must have changed that a few seconds ago. 15 watts. And yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys all that. Now, I don't understand. I think it's just CMU. I think this is just a CMU issue. There it goes. It's slowed down. Now I put it up to 20 watts and then it's sped back up again. So maybe that's just because of CMU being CMU. I have this set to 3 times resolution too. So it looks good and plays well. I put a lot of gaming into this already, and not just this game, but like just in general. And I play on this every day. Like I play mostly just DS emulation on the Odin, and that is because I went back in the Odin and I shared a guide about that, how to go back on your Odin OS if you wanted to actually play DS, because it's not a secret function. Oh, I was going to show you guys that. So let's close this down for a second. Hoping to hear what's best option to choose for the RG556. So I know you, and I think a few other people have asked me about that. I'm going to let you know something. The RG556 is buggy to all heck when you connect an external display to it. It works when it wants to, and it works when it doesn't want to. So, now you guys get to see sort of the connection of it, of the Odin 2 one, but this is, like I said, different. Now, I'm going to show you what Drastic is using. It's called media projection. If there's any developers in here, media projection, you want to work on Lime 3DS and try to get this working, that is what you need to search. My Android game, this is my game that I developed, just a random little tiny game. What this media projection allows you to do, it allows you to cast one display, basically rendering graphics on one display and controlling it on another display. I can control this on my bottom display. This is a dual screen game that I basically developed here, by the way. A modern dual screen game. I'm touching this screen on the D-pad and it's moving my player around. I also have integrated controller availability as well, so I can move around my joystick. Yes, I know how to do this stuff. I've been developing Android games and apps for 5 years or so now. Oh no, almost 10 years now for apps and games. I started about 5 years ago because I like video games and I thought I'd take my hand at 2D emulate or 2D games. So yeah, how stiff is the hinge? Does that work? What's the resolution of the screen? It's 1920 by 1020p. 1080p, sorry. It's 1920 by 1080. 10, damn 5, bro. That's awesome. Yeah, so I started about 5 years ago with trying to dabble in Java games and little tiny games like this. And I released a few games. I have Super Coin Drop Bros. That is still on the Google Play Store. I had a few games that made some money in the past too. And I stopped updating them because they weren't that great. They were just okay games. And then Android changed a lot of stuff, so I had to change a lot of code that wasn't really worth it. So then, yeah, I thought about how Drastic did this. I decompiled their application. I looked at their source code. And then I found out that they're using media projection. Media projection is what they're using, how this is working for Drastic, for example. So I can continue going to play Drastic, and That's what this is using. And that's why it bugs out when you touch this display, because I don't think the developer thought about if anybody wanted to actually touch the display. But that's how it works. So if any developers see this, or anybody comes in here later on and sees this, then they'll be able to, you know, maybe put 2 and 2 together and say, hey, this is where it renders, where Lime 3DS renders, because it would be freaking nice if we didn't have to dual boot into the Odin and use... Oh no, I'm gonna die! Use the dual boot option for 3DS emulation. But for now, that's what we're going to be using. I'm going to share a guide about that as well, and how it works, and how to set up Linux, because it's actually not that hard. It's really easy. I have put a whole bunch of jot notes down on how to set up Linux on the Odin 2, and it's not a final build still. It's just a raw form of Linux that you can edit and customize, and I have a script that I wrote out, actually. I wrote this script out about a month and a half ago, and it's still sitting on my computer because I've been working on this, obviously. And that's why in July, I was really, I know I said August. I don't know why I said the beginning of August. It is the beginning of August. I've been working on this a lot, and it's been something of my main priority. I put a couple videos out last month and didn't put out as much as I wanted to. I have content that I've been just kind of sitting on, and I even have some devices that I've filmed for and I just haven't finalized. Oh, yes. And yeah, that is why last month was kind of a slow month, but I've been working on this. I wanted to get this released before the end of the summer, and it's August, and yeah, it's out. It's ready to be purchased. It's ready to be funded. It's ready to be backed. Whatever you want to do. If you don't want to buy it and you just want to send a quick donation or something to help back it, or say we're at 49,000 and you want to help out, please do so. I'm going to try to market it as much as I possibly can. I want you guys to be able to enjoy it as much as I have, and it is really... I'm too good at Mario Bros. I've played Mario, like, I have not, I'm going to be honest with you, I have not beat New Super Mario Bros. I've beat New Super Mario Bros. 2. I've never beat the first one. I own it, but I've never beat it. I don't know, I've never finalized it. I always end up just using cheats, and that's probably an R4 card issue, and end up just navigating to different levels because, I don't know, it's Mario. Now, a lot of the Mario games that I have finished are the Wii. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I've finished New Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario Bros. World, or Super Mario World. And Super Mario World was like my favorite. And yeah, this, it just plays so good with the 8,000 milliamp battery too inside the Odin 2. It actually lasts a long time if you have not the settings configured to like not high resolution, high brightness and all that kind of stuff, right? So like there's different ways to change the brightness levels of this and everything, and that is one big thing I want to make noted, is that yes, I've tested out battery life, and the device that you're looking at right now works really great. The Steam Deck works really great. The Asus works really great. Now the Retroid, I got a couple hours of DS. I did do some testing with that, and it does work really well. Now the Ambernick, I know you're asking me about the Ambernick. It's just not something I want to make. Like, I made it for it. I'll show you in a second here. Hold on. I think the problem that the Ambernick has with it working... So here's the clamp. I've designed the clamp for it. It attaches to it and stuff. But the problem is... I'm going to save this state and see if it actually saves this time. Turn off the screen. I always like to turn off the screen too. I'm going to make that noted in the manual. Make sure you turn off your screen before you actually leave it plugged in. So I'm not going to plug it in and attach it and stuff like that. I'm just going to show you, because it'll probably do the same thing it's been doing for me. I'm not sure if I messed up the USB port on the Ambernick or something. But the Ambernick device... There's a power, I forget. I have it set to desktop mode right now. So the cool thing about desktop mode for any of these devices, like the Android ones, is that you could have like a YouTube video. Here, you can't see it. A YouTube video on the top if you wanted to, or your game on the top and a YouTube video on the bottom kind of thing. That's how I showcased it. I was using it a lot on the Ambernick, and I was also using like little adapters and stuff like this a lot. So I think I might have shorted out. Like I'm wiggling it right now and it's not doing what it was doing before. But I also think it's because the Ambernick, if it gets to a certain battery percentage, under 50%, it won't allow you to actually have it attached to it. So let's try this again. Let's see if this will bug out for me. I'm just going to show you it. It's not one of the devices I am showcasing anyways. So this clamp 2 is a first iteration. There we go. See if it works. Now, is it gonna work? Doesn't look like it. And I think that's just the fault of this adapter that I've had for years. Let me see if I can turn on the power. Yeah, it's not even, it doesn't even like my USB cord. So I think it's just the adapter or something. And that's why I didn't want to showcase the Ambernick, because of the compatibility of the Ambernick device itself. I like the Ambernick. It's a nice little device. I don't like it as much as I like all my other devices, but it's a decent device. It's not my favorite. It has, I don't know, weird buttons, but with external monitors, it has been that it can't take power via, well, it's connected to an external monitor, and if that monitor doesn't send power, it won't work. Or otherwise, haven't had problems. So yeah, that's, you've seen it, you saw it working. Now the problem is this little adapter. And then I tried different cords and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, I think if the device is under 50%, as you can see, it connected right away when it was just directly connected to that USB cord. And that's why I'm making a longer version of this USB cord. This is only like 13 centimeters. It works perfectly fine. And it works with like DS emulation and stuff like that too, right? So it works the way it's supposed to. It has the dual screen, and then it bugs out sometimes. So I don't know if that was an update or something they did and I wasn't aware of an update. Because as you can see, it just died. Like it just turned off. And when I tried it again, it was working months ago when I first tried this. There it goes. See? So maybe you're right. Maybe it is the RG556 issue. I don't know what they did. Did they have an update? I don't know. But when I plug in, so yeah, like you said, if you plug in a power source, it does seem, this is my charging cable. And obviously you're not going to want to play like this, but there's something going on with their USB port that, or if it's under a certain percentage or something, that doesn't allow you to play on a secondary monitor like this. So there's something going on with their OS or something, because yeah, as soon as I unplugged that, it wasn't working. But then when I plug it out, plug it back in, it tries to work and then it doesn't. So I don't know if that's maybe their, here, let's see, auto mode is on. Game mode, let's turn that on. Go home, get out of this. Like, I tried a whole bunch of stuff. The funny thing is, the Ambernick was my favorite device for this because of the speaker thing. Like, you change between speakers and desktop mode and all that stuff. And then it just randomly stopped working for me. Now, I'm going to change this to audio output. I'm going to do local instead. And maybe that's what I did. But that's why I said this is buggy as all heck. And it's the OS, not the actual screen. something to do with the OS. And we know Ambernick. Are we ever going to get an update? Who knows? Okay, so I'm going to use this mode instead of desktop mode. Go to drastic. Did I fix it? Did I just self-diagnose this? Let's see. Let's go into a game. There you go, Reen Rosa. It must stop it from sending power, right? So there we go. So maybe I just fixed it and gave you guys a how-to. So what I did, I turned it on to high mode. Now normal mode switched off again for some reason. Auto mode for the fan. And maybe that's what I did the last time. Maybe that's how I got it working before. Is I just changed the modes to game mode and high mode or whatever. Sorry, my throat's getting really dry. Gotta drink some more cold coffee. Well, it's working. It's just a weird way to play it, right? Let me try something. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, wow. Maybe it's just a settings configuration when you send your settings configuration to the device. Let's see if it'll work. Let's see. Let me showcase this. I am kind of a tech nerd, so figuring this stuff out. There you go, Rena. It's working. So there's just a configuration setting that we just self-diagnosed on the screen. Let's try to play for a little bit. Let's see if we can get at least 5 or 10 minutes of gameplay in here. Yeah, so that is why my slogan of this thing is basically, it's the, what did I say my slogan was? I thought of this, my wife redid the slogan in my brain, and the mini display that becomes part of your device's DNA. I thought that was the most epic slogan ever, because yes, it's the mini display that becomes part of your device's DNA. When it's connected, your device is the one that basically controls what it does. And here you go, Rena, because I can't USB-C headphones with the RG556. Yeah, I don't know about the headphones. Have you tried audio source changing at all? Because when you connect a USB-C to the Ambernick, I've noticed, is it gives you the option to change the audio source. And that's what I was talking about earlier. The Ambernick is the only device other than my phones do this too. Now, the funny thing is, my stupid $2,000 S24 Ultra, I'm going to say stupid, I'm not giving it away, by the way, I like it, it's just, it needs power. The DeX mode that they put on this is just junk. I don't know what Samsung's doing. Samsung's copying iPhone, I think, or iPhone's copying Samsung. I don't know what they're doing, but they're really going in the opposite direction. That's why I had a Red Magic 8S Pro for a while, because I was annoyed with Samsung, and then I decided, well, I can do an upgrade, and yeah, now my phone company has me for another 2 years. So and I needed the stylus pen. I use the stylus pen a lot. So yeah, I'll make sure you include a sticker of your logo. Yes, so that is going to be something that's going to be in there. Don't worry, there's going to be a lot of cool things inside the box. I'm also including, I know I didn't put it on the actual listing for what the items are. So this one doesn't have it. Where is it? Right here. So there's little straps, little Velcro straps. Now, do I have them? One sec. So these little Velcro straps is something that I thought of recently, so that like you'll get 2 of these inside your boxes or your packaging, and basically they're just to help strap down the cord on the back so that it can just stay strapped down or whatever. And that's why, like, I'm also working on a longer USB-C cord idea, because this one, I wrecked one of these cords already once because I was messing around with it and I was trying to like twist it and bend it and stuff like that, and then I ended up finding out how this is designed, and it's actually just a flex ribbon cable inside here, and it ripped. So yeah. Oh, there it goes. The screen turned off again because I was messing around with the bottom of it. So yeah, it's just this device. You guys saw these other devices working great with it. It's the Ambernick, and Maybe it's also to do with the fact that it is kind of bent the way it is. See if we can get it back going again. Yeah, it doesn't want to like it. Doesn't want to like it, if that makes any sense. We had it playing. And this was the device that I was going to showcase a lot, and then it just started acting up. I don't know if maybe it caused an issue with the Ambernick, but I don't know. I don't know what the insides of the Ambernick look like. I haven't actually opened it. I've opened the Odin, I've opened the Steam Deck, and I've opened my Asus, and I like to look at the insides of devices. I don't know why. I have a thing about that, because I've done that ever since I was about 5-6 years old, when I ripped apart my mom's computer, and she almost killed me, and I'm still alive, so she didn't kill me. But yeah, that's a story that I've kind of shared a lot on the channel. But I don't know, hopefully maybe a longer USB cable will actually fix this issue with the Ambernick. But for now, this is the Ambernick clamp. And that's another thing. So another question I've had, I'm just thinking about that now. So the idea is, when this is done and funded, how big is the whole device? Are there specifications you can give? So I did actually measure the actual thickness of it earlier, but let me finish what I was talking about first before I answer that question. So I am going to be sharing the STL file for certain devices like this. This is my idea that I thought of a couple days ago, of sharing the STL file for devices that don't have a clamp. I'm going to share them just so that you can just download them and print them yourself. So how this goes together, I thought of this design because I was looking at a buckle, and this design goes in like that. You put it on the device and it snaps together. I even thought about how the Ambernick has the headphone jack hole and everything on the bottom. So that's not center, by the way. Get it center to the headphone jack. There's the headphone jack, and now it snaps together and it clips together. And then if you want to take it apart, that's how it goes. You pull it apart, and obviously the material is going to be different. And then this is how the clamp comes. That's the clamp. That's the design. Rather than it having springs, rather than it having weird whatever inside of it. That's the same thing with the Odin, or not the Odin, the Asus. So this is the Asus design. Okay, this is going to be white, by the way, all white. I used the black because... Why did I think it was because I was changing the design, and I had black still in my my 3D printer. But I thought about how it's designed so that you can have access to the USB-C port, the volume rocker. I didn't care about the GPU port. I don't think you need to have that. But this is how it clips together, right? And it's solid. I have little rubber pads that I'm going to be sticking on these as well, and they help it from moving around. Like, it's solid on there. It feels good. I'm holding on to just that little 6mm thickness right there, and it's not moving around. It's not falling. It's not moving around. And this magnetic design, this was probably the most innovative thing that I've thought of. Is the first design that I had thought of, if you look at this, is that the magnetic clamp, which, give me a second. This is the very first clamp that I designed, sort of. And it would just sit in there. The problem with that is I kept on having it pop off because I didn't have any way of holding it into place. And I spray painted this piece, by the way, so that's why it looks a little bit more white. And yeah, that's how I designed it. And then I came up with the design that it is today, where it just slides onto it and magnetizes still and stays connected. And that's basically it. So 10,000x brain power. That's a pretty smart idea. Yeah, I've trial and error, a lot of trial and error, a lot of learning. I'm going to tell you that. I engineered this basically with a lot of different things in mind, including this, obviously, right? This And this, I thought about how the DS, the 3DS, the 2DS were put together, and that's where the hinge design came into place. The hinge design itself changed a lot, and this is what it came out to. And I can't wait to get the finalized material for this and actually put together the finalized material so that I can showcase it and share it with you guys and send it off to a couple content creators for them to share and showcase. Now, what was that one question? How big is the device? So yeah, I did measure it. I think it was 13 centimeters thick. I can't even go wider on this, I guess. So what was the dimensions? It's very, very, very lightweight then. 109 centimeters. Okay, that's how wide and thin it is. Now, weight-wise, I did bring out my scale. It's about 165 grams, okay? There it is right there. So it changed because I moved stuff. 165 grams, so it's not that heavy. And the big thing that a lot of people asked, is it back heavy? Is it lopsided heavy? When it comes to like the Odin, for example, I honestly feel like this is one device. It feels good. It feels great. And yes, it does have a nice clicking hinge. Now, the one other thing I thought about was how it rests on the device as well, so that it doesn't press buttons and stuff like that, so that you can actually just go back there. Now, I noticed with this material in particular, the hinge, it does stay in place, but as soon as you go like that, it does want to click backwards. And I'm using snap hinges that are inside this. It's a little snap hinge that's inside the actual hinge itself, so that it will have that clickiness to it. As you can kind of hear, if I talk and do the clicking, you can hear it clicking. Doesn't that sound familiar? So yeah, I did design it based off of that, but it's pretty strong. And honestly, I play like this and it doesn't go anywhere. And the USB-C cord and everything helps it. It feels really solid on the Asus and the Steam Deck and the Odin. And the Retroid, yeah, it does look a little bit crazy. I did have it on the Retroid. This is my crazy Retroid. I'm going to be sharing a lot about that later. And then I was working on it a little bit this morning. I am working on the universal adapter. Now, the idea, I have the thing in my pocket. So I have this thing. So the idea is that it's going to have like a spring-loaded design like this, and it'll have the universal clip. Now, this is just a prototype clip that I designed, by the way. I don't know if my camera, is my camera fading out? I don't know what's going on here. Is that better? Can you guys see me now? So yeah, this is a way to order white version of the Odin 2. Also is 36 shipping correct. Is the total weight connected to the Odin 2? What's the total weight connected to the Odin 2? 628 grams. Hold on. There you go. That's the total weight. It doesn't feel that bad. It's not that bad. It's like a pound. It's just over a pound and a half almost. And yeah, that's a little bit heavy, right? But the Odin 2 by itself is pretty heavy. I think it was like 450 grams or 500 grams. Well, yeah, if it was 500 grams, then it's whatever 165 is minus that plus the clamp. But yeah, the idea is that this would be a universal clamp hinge design. And this was just my little prototype thing that I was testing things out with just to see how it would actually go into place and stuff. So, yeah. So I'm seeing, so the white version, I did not include a white version. I am going to, what I'm going to do for those that want different colors of the screen, you can get a black clamp for the device. I've already added that as an add-on. Later on today, I'm going to upload the individual screen colors by themselves so that you can just order a screen if you want to. as well, and then you can just order the screen and a black clamp. I am picking colors based off of the most popular colors, which is black and white, for these devices only, because I don't know if there was a lot of people that ordered white Odin 2s. I don't know if there was a lot of people that ordered white Retroids. There's a whole bunch of different colors, right? So that is the big reason why I'm doing a special edition gray. The gray looks cool. And yes, I know I showed you guys the white on the white Odin 2 a while ago, but that was actually this. That was this thing. When it was all put together. I had it all put together and I showed it with the white. And yeah, that was what I showcased a while ago, but the reason being is because it's not going to be a high demand, I don't think, for white clamps. If I have like 5 white clamps, that's going to cost me more money than it's actually going to be worth, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do it for everybody, but the biggest thing that I thought of, what I was saying earlier, is that I will give you guys access to devices and the STL file to create your clamp and print it yourself if you want to, but that'll be like later on down the road, because the clamps that I'm going to be actually designing to work really well are going to be based off of this material right here. This material is very flexible and strong, and I've tried bending this, whereas Pet G, it breaks really easily, and that is something that I want this to be like a professional done product, and it's going to be that way because that's how I would want it. I want it to be something that you thought you just walked into Walmart and bought. Not Walmart, I don't like Walmart, so whatever. But anyways, that you went into a store and bought and it was professionally done. And that's why I'm choosing to not do every device that's out there on the market. There's 50 to 1 different devices out there, right? So I have a few 3D printers and resin printers, so if you ever want someone to test things, I'm definitely down for it. Let me know. Bye for now. Thanks, Daniel Chavez. Thank you very much for your support. Hopefully you can get that figured out as well with Indiegogo. I am almost at the end of today doing this live. I gotta go get my kids lunch and stuff. It's 12:30 p.m. I thought I'd jump on here, share this with you guys, share everything it works on, how it kind of works. I'm going to be doing tutorials to kind of wrap everything up. Yes, I'm going to do tutorials about how to set it up for your Asus, set it up for your Steam Deck, set it up for your Odin. Now the Odin I'm still working on, and hopefully AYN is still working on a fix for the dual screen function, which is not something to do with the device. I'm seeing a way to order what is the total weight. So as for now, making this for the Odin 2, etc. So yes, it's the clamp design itself is only for the Odin 2, the Asus, and the Steam Deck for now. So that is a for now thing. Will the screen work with the Odin 2 using Android, or is it just Linux for now? It works for Android as well. So I did do a showcase. I showed, if you want to go back, Alex, and watch the video earlier, then you can do so. If you're talking about 3DS emulation, then it's not plugged in. If you're talking about 3DS emulation, then yes, it only works for Linux for Odin 2 for now, because nobody has implemented that feature. I appreciate it. Let me see, how big is the whole device? Thanks, Night Squads. Hopefully you have a nice day. Hopefully you watch this later. Rip, welp. So do I order once it's available to do so? Oh, Rena. So yeah, I'm not going to be making the Ambernick one right now. I'm just going to tell you that up straight up front. I might share the STL file with everybody very soon, maybe in the next week or so, for the Ambernick one, or when it releases. Maybe I'll do it when it releases so that you can just download it and use it with whatever material you want. As I said, this stuff is very breakable if you snap it, where this stuff, this is the resin. I was bending this, and like, it's actually really, really strong. This is the original clamp design for the Odin. I'm going to show you how that my original idea came to be, is that it would just slide over the device. Now it's also hard to get off when I know I said I was going to wrap things up, but maybe I'll show you the original design. I went through so many different design ideas with this. And then I came out with this buckle design because I was like, oh, maybe I should use springs. And this one is a little bit tighter too because look at the breakage. See, there's a breakage right there. That's just because of this material. So this original design, which I really liked, I would put it up on the top, line it up, and then it would just clamp over top of the actual device, and it's solid. It's a nice solid material, and it doesn't move around. Like, that is on there pretty strong. And then where did that old hinge go? Right there. So this was what my first design was that it would just, see how strong those magnets are? But it wasn't staying. There was certain times when the hinge would like sit like that. So that's why I came up with the idea to slide it down and onto the magnets so that it would actually click into place. But there you go. You guys get to see one of the original designs that I ended up creating. And I might keep this forever. I might actually just paint the whole thing and just keep this as one of my very first iterations that I tested out. But yeah, when it comes to smaller screen design, oh yeah, that's another big thing that I've been having a lot of questions of. Yes, I have already asked the company I've been working with, make me a smaller screen, make me a 5-inch display. I want it to be OLED, and I want a custom board that works with USB-C, with USB-C pass-through. And yes, they are working on that. They are working on that, and that is coming. Now, when? It might be the new year, okay? I'm going to let you know that. But I know there's a lot of small devices out there, like the Retroid, the Ambernick, the RGB Cube, there's a whole bunch of Ambernick devices that are smaller. And yes, hope that answers your question. There is going to be a smaller display. But for now, I'm working on this one because this was what they had for me, and they customized the board for me so that it would be personalized, and I'm putting my own boot logo in it and stuff like that so that it's personalized. And yeah, this has been a fun venture, and I am going to share so much more about this. I don't know why I'm putting that back on there, but I'm going to be sharing so much more about this. Today was just kind of a promo. I need to go feed my kids. I need to get myself some lunch. I am going to fill up my coffee with some warm coffee because I'm drinking cold coffee. Hopefully I've answered a lot of questions. If you still have questions when you jump in here after, do comment on the comment section. You can send me messages. You can send me an email. You can go to Discord. I have Discord now set up. I have an actual channel called the DNA Duo for Discord. If you want to go jump over there. How's it going, Stephen Rise? Welcome. I'm going to be getting off here in a few seconds. I'm sorry if anybody just jumped in. What a good stream. So yeah, I showed you guys it working very easily with a lot of devices and how it works and connects. You guys are going to love this thing. At least I hope you guys are going to love this thing. I love it. I let my sister-in-law play Wii emulation. She's not tech savvy at all, really. Like, she knows techie stuff, but not really. I let my brother-in-law play it at the cottage back in July. And that was actually one of my very first iterations of it as well, because it didn't have like the rounded look to it. And here they are. Like, those are the displays. They're nice, they're solid, and I'm going to be manufacturing all of these myself too. I'll be testing all the displays when they come in. I'm going to be putting these all together. I have many years of small electronics. Like, I worked on small electronics. You guys have seen me work on small electronics. I actually have a video coming out. I modified a Game Boy DMG. That's coming out. I did that for a family friend. She's going to love it. And yeah, you guys are going to love it too. So that video is already edited. I just need to finalize it, add some background music and some intro music and stuff like that. But yeah, so thanks guys for coming in. Can't wait for it. Great job. Thank you very much. Yes, I can't wait to actually see you guys play with it. That's the big thing. Obviously, I'm trying to make a little bit of money. I'm not making a lot of money off of this. I am trying to get this out there because I want to make a statement. I want you guys to enjoy it. I want to see this played by other people. I don't care about making money off this, really. You know, that's not my big goal about this. Obviously, I have to make a little bit of money off this, but if I par out in the end and everybody's enjoying playing with it, maybe I'll make money off of the OLED model. You know, like, that's what I want you guys to enjoy. I want you guys to enjoy this. Does it work for the Legion Go? It works for the Legion Go. If that's a big device that people keep requesting, I'm going to source it out. Say, hey, PCBWay, make me clamps for the Legion Go. I need 5,000 clamps for the Legion Go because 5,000 Legion Go owners put an order in. You know what I mean? Like, it's something that I am always working on. Hold on a second. Okay. For the dummies over at Kickstarter that wanted me to show my... I'm going to call them dummies just because I don't understand what their big deal was. But let's turn this off. There's all my Fusion 360 designs, okay? Those are my Fusion 360 designs. That's the one for the desk. That's a little part. That's for the monitor. That's a clamp design for the Retroid. That is the Asus, there's the Ambernick, there's the Odin, there's the Steam Deck, and then there's a little piece right there, and there is the rest of it. So there it is. You guys get to see a sneak peek about that. I'm not hiding anything, you know, like it's just something that I've been working on for a very long time, and I can't wait for you guys to actually enjoy it. See you next time, guys. I'm gonna go get some more water, some coffee, my throat's getting dry, and some food. Bye-bye is what I always say. That hurts my voice. I'd say that so many times in my videos. I love you all. See you next time.